Hello friends, here we go, another show, and 44, that's our number, that's a great number, that's my number, 44, so that's where we're at, and that was a gift I got on the 4th of July, so that was nice, 7444, and 444 is another number. Anyway, so here we are, and I was sans camera, without camera, for a short time. So I really had a vacation away from anything having to do with card reading, and I'm back in the saddle, and I hope I am functional. So we'll see what happens. You may never see this show. Okay, anyway, so I'm thinking Dick Allgire I have this note to remember. He does remote viewing. He has a group, Allgire, I believe, and it'll be in the written information. Anyway, they do remote viewing. He's a steadfast Bitcoiner. Every time I see him, he talks about Bitcoin, and he talks about how everybody should be buying Bitcoin, and expresses his opinion firmly, and then is quickly ignored by anyone who is hosting his, I don't know, visit, I guess. Anyway, so I want to know about him, but I also want to know about what they saw, or what they think they saw during that remote view. So we'll do a little read afterward. You know, we'll do the person, and then we'll do the little read afterward. But that's kind of what I'm looking for here. Seems like an awfully nice guy, lives in Hawaii. Used to be a television newscaster. I will heal and move on. Well, that's a good start for him. I think he has. He's not on TV anymore. Well, he's on YouTube, but he's mostly doing this remote view stuff. And I think that's real interesting. So you don't start doing that unless you go through some changes. And somehow the right things happened, and he said yes enough times that here he is, doing what he's doing. Being a Bitcoiner and doing remote viewing sessions. So he's one of us. So we should know about his stuff and what he's doing. Never forget how resilient you are. You always bounce back. Yeah, well, he did. I do. Many of you do. You know what it's like. So, cool. That's his story. And I think he is, this is bounce number, I don't know. Probably very, very many of them. He's a resilient guy, you know. Okay. Let's see where we're at here. With our shamanic healing deck. What are you going to tell us about Dick Allgire and his mission and what he's doing? Bitcoiner. Interesting guy. I don't know that he's on any social media that I'm aware of. He used to be on the show Beyond Mystic, Psychic Development. Yeah, that's what he did. He learned how to be a remote viewer and joined this group of remote viewers. I believe they're all men. That could change. I mean, people come and go in their circle. I'm not suggesting anything other than that. Number 5, Psychic Development. 5. Changes. Okay. Psychic Development. The energy and healing work you are doing now will enable you to heighten your sensitivity to the energy around you and others. This will assist you in developing discernment. Discernment is the feeling you get in your body that signals to you whether something feels right or wrong. Your sixth sense, your gut feeling. The situation you are inquiring about is asking you to use your discernment. You do not want to take on others' energy, yet you do not want to close yourself off out of fear. Envision energy flowing through throwing, envision energy flowing through you like water. Take on too much and you can sink. Closing yourself off offers a very different energetic experience. When you let the water energy flow as it will and neither embrace it or fight it, you are truly in the flow. Remaining at this elevated energetic vibration will allow you to tap into realms of the psyche. Alternately, this card can signify a pull to take classes, workshops, or read books about psychic development. And all of those things, I think he did. You know, somehow he learned how to be a remote viewer. And then joined a group, and then became sort of a spokesperson or an advocate of this group. But anyway, there's a membership involved, I think. I don't have access to a lot of that stuff. Like I said, I only used to see him on Beyond Mystic. But he's got a web page and like access, maybe on YouTube, but access, and he's got a lot of views you could go look at. I don't remember how much it was even for. Okay, anyway, another interesting Bitcoiner that we should know about. Okay, who is this guy? How you showing up, Allgire? Oh, Two of Wands. Okay. Changing the world, thinking and planning. Looking out on new vistas. Yeah, he is. He's, something happened, and now he's different. Maybe it was a gradual thing. I don't know, we'll find out. So, what's crossing him? What's his challenge? Yeah, Nine of Pentacles. Okay, so Bitcoin and struggling like the rest of us until Bitcoin. But, he's coming into that, so his struggle is being in that energy. Interesting. Let's see what else. Past energy. Swords. Okay, so Five of Swords. Okay, so yeah, well, if he was in the world of newscasting, that's this. Treachery, trickery, you know, hard feelings, winning at all costs, stealing secrets, you know, that kind of thing. Journalism is not a fun place to be. I looked into that early on, and boy, those people were vicious, and I said, nah, not having it. Anyway, goal. Ace of Pentacles, yeah, Bitcoin, okay. Sovereignty, where are we going? I almost want to say completing the mission, so maybe that's part of it. And future, anxiety, stress. Maybe he knows what's coming and it's hard to deal with. I don't know. Lots of thoughts. Lots of thoughts, lots of thinking. Money, action, thoughts. Okay, psychic development. Alright, let's see. Tools. The star. Well, if you want psychic development, there you go. He has that ability to be the star, connected to the universe, in and out of subconscious and consciousness. Wow, yeah. Well, if he's a remote viewer, yes, he's doing those things. Interesting story he has. Very mystical. Let's see. How does he see himself in terms of all of this? Wheel of Fortune, yeah. Okay. So, he understands that sometimes things are up and sometimes things are down, and he understands the interplay between good and evil, and he understands lots of things. And here he is, understanding that, kind of working the wheel to his benefit. That's interesting. Does not push it, does not, no, this is, you know, he sees himself as the wheel. So he's very much in the flow. He knows what's going to happen because he is the wheel. Wow. Environment. Yeah, confusion and dysfunction, and he sees the rest of the world for what it is. He sees the rest of the world as confusion and choices and dysfunction and illusion and empty promises and look here, shiny object. So that's interesting. He sees that. I'm surprised the Hangman hasn't come up. Hopes and fears. Death. Well, wants the end of the cycle, but fears the end of the cycle. That's why they're remote viewing. Because as much as they want it to happen, they want to know what's going to happen. They're trying to see what's going to happen so they can prepare for it. Interesting. And the final outcome. Two of Pentacles. So balancing, but ships coming in. Balancing and ships coming in and Pentacles. So Bitcoin. Balancing. Yeah. We're all doing that right now. He's one of us. Definitely one of us. Well, an interesting read. He seems like a very introspective, sensitive man. That's what I'm getting here. Very steady. Kind of Knight of Pentacles energy. Very steady, moving. But he's older than the Knight. He's definitely older than the Knight. But I think it's this star energy that's the most that I'm feeling here. When he shows up as that. Even though he's changing the world and being the Two of Wands, even though he shows up as this, I think that's his public persona. He is changing the world, and he's making plans, and he's looking out into new places and new things. He's very open-minded. If the tools he has is the star, he sees it all, definitely. But he also sees that it's lousy, and, you know, like I said, they know what's coming, so they just want to be as prepared as possible to see it. They're very sober about this. But it's about Bitcoin, and he knows it's about Bitcoin. As I said, he sees himself as a wheel, so he's right in the flow of things. These two cards are major arcana, and they make a lot of sense. If you were this, then you clearly understand this. So, wow. Yeah, when you are this, the tools you have are the Wheel of Fortune, because you understand it, and you can ride it. Ride the waves of where you're going. This is not a concern, because it's just the end of all this negativity and crap, anxiety. Anyway, let's get to the Moon card and see what that has to say. Very interesting. Whoa. Well, no more conflict. I just blew away your challenge. It's gone now. You're free to go, because I blew it away. My gift to you, Dick Allgire. Hey, price of Bitcoin was really low today. Oh, you are good enough. Full moon in Virgo. I'm wondering if he's a Virgo. He seems like he's just a quiet, you know, kind of introspective man. That could be a lot of signs, Taurus as well. Full moon in Virgo. Full moon in Virgo. It's time to be really honest with yourself and understand what's led you to ask your question. Have you been humble to the point of being self-effacing? Humility is good, but it can go too far, and drawing this card suggests you may be underrating yourself. You don't have to be flash, just quietly certain that you are good enough. At the other end of the scale, you also need to honestly answer this question. Have you been too picky? The full moon in Virgo card needs some truthful answers. Once you've given them, it should be easier to see how you got where you got. Your next step should then be more obvious to you. Pay attention to the details. Hard work brings results. Find a balance between the cosmic and the mundane in your daily life. Worrying too much will attract more things to worry about. Have you been overly critical? An apology may be in order. Stop second-guessing yourself. Raise your karma by doing something good for someone else. The full moon in Virgo is a time to declutter your life, your home, your office. It's the time to sort what's good in your life from what's not serving you. It also is the time to clear out your energies via salt baths and meditations, and to practice getting more grounded by walking barefoot. No matter when you draw this card, it's a reminder that any time is a good time to start living a healthier life. And he lives in Hawaii, so you can't get much nicer than that. Him and Paul Selig down there in Hawaii. My parents, when I was young, they went to Hawaii. Interesting. I only think of it in terms of all the qualifications and restrictions as far as like animals and food, shipping and things like import-export. I think they work hard to keep it pristine. Unlike the States, where they work hard in the other direction. Always releasing invasive crap. Okay, hyena. I want to say they're about family. Hyena. Humor, wit, sarcasm. The hyena personality is a jokester and a crowd pleaser, but below the surface there are unfulfilled dreams to be realized. When the hyena card appears, it's time to reflect on your reliance on sarcasm and humor to express your truth. Are you using jokes to hide old resentments in relationships, or to mask things that you feel uncomfortable discussing? What would happen if you took your goals seriously? Charming, witty, fun to be around. Yeah, that's him. That's his, TV personality. Seems like an awfully nice guy. Anyway, Dick Allgire, if you ever see this, kudos to you. I've been following you in your career for a number of years now. Thanks to Beyond Mystic, that's where I saw you. And I would like to follow you more. In fact, I'd like to learn what you do, but circumstances have prevented that. So that might be different in the future. Who knows? Thank you, Dick Allgire. Okay, so that's this, who he is. But let's see what they saw, and try to get an understanding of what they saw about the 4 people they said creating a Bitcoin. See what the cards have to say. Just a short read. This is called a Kachina knife. Thank you, Janine Morgeau. Can I put that over there? No, you won't see it over there. So yeah, Kachina knife, she says. I don't know. She's like indigenous Canada. Anyway, what do I do with you? Okay, let's see. First card. A lot of big stuff coming out. Wow. Kings and queens and aces and major arcana. Okay, so Queen of Wands is magnetic, sexy. King and Queen of Wands. Well, it seems like judgment and the misery and the, hardship, judgment and the Ace of Swords, the truth was brought about because this could no longer be tolerated, and so judgment was called. And that's funny, there's 4 people, one of which is a woman. Fool could be anybody, but there were 3 men and a woman, and I think that's what they saw. So I wonder who she is. And I wonder who maybe the younger person is a fool. Because of his youth. You know, it's funny because in this card, usually there's a dog nipping at the fool's heels, barking, a little white dog. But corgis, that's what they do. As long as his corgi shows up, he's telling us they nip at your heels, because that's what they do. They're herding dogs. So that's funny. I just thought that was nice about these cards. Yeah, so a really popular magnetic guy is at, like, I don't know. What did we find out? Julian Assange, McAfee, Julian Assange. I don't know. I don't have a woman. But yeah, it looks like there were, well, at least one man. I would say 2 men, but I think this is the younger person, or maybe an off-world person, or this is the element of youth and stepping off. I mean, it could be Snowden. Interesting. So it could be McAfee and yeah, this could be like McAfee, and this could be Julian Assange, and this could be Snowden, but who's this? And they